What's up everybody? How you guys doing today? My name is David DeFranco and welcome to another video completely focused around this handheld. Keywords, another video, because the makers of this handheld, these handhelds, are so incredibly generous enough to just keep sending me just that, more handhelds. Seriously, I feel like I get a new item from them once every 2 months. So guys, if you're watching, and I know you are, thank you very much, I appreciate it. And keep up the amazing support. Wait a minute, did I just say keep up the amazing support? I guess it is support in a way. What I meant to say is keep up the amazing work because these handhelds are awesome. Okay, so today's video is about this. This is the R36T Max Retro TV handheld. Heavy focus on retro TV because it actually has that CRT bubble vibe going on. And I don't know about you guys, but I was born in the mid 80s. So I quite literally grew up playing the Genesis, Super Nintendo, Sega CD, Sega 32X, PS1, even PS2 for a while on a tube TV. So I was there, I survived those days, and man, those days were amazing. All right, let's bring the camera over here and see what this one's all about. All right, here we go. This is the R36T Max Retro handheld. Very identical packaging when you compare it to the previous handhelds. And as you can see, we've got some basic specs right here. We've got 1 GB of memory, emulators for PSP, DC, Nintendo DS, N64, Capcom, and so much more. For the actual display, we've got a 4-inch 720 by 720 IPS display. And for those who don't know what IPS means, that basically means the colors are going to look vibrant and rich from any angle that you view this thing from, which is definitely a good thing. We've got a nice large 4,000 milliamp hour battery. This does actually connect to Wi-Fi, and check this out, RGB. I'm a huge fan of RGB. Honestly, you could put RGB on a trash can and I would quite literally buy it because of that alone. I am just a sucker for good old RGB. Okay, so as usual, we get this case, which looks like a carbon fiber type print, which is very nice. And we've got this red accent zipper. So let's open this up. And, oh, I am curious, what color did they send me? It looks like they sent me like a greenish teal one. We get a manual. You will not need this because I guarantee you it's turn on, plug and play. Not that you need to plug it in, but you might want to charge it. And speaking of, USB-C to USB-A charging cable is included. And guys, let's not forget, this actually comes with a carrying case. That in itself is pretty awesome. All right, let's take it out of the plastic and see the color. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Dude, that is beautiful. Quite different from the previous colors, that they've sent me. Like, this looks really good. It has like a palish pastel look, which me personally, I like a lot. So let's take off the screen protector. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Look at this, look at this. This thing is nice. Very, very nice. On the back here, we've got R1, R2, L2, and L1. Mostly used for those PlayStation games. On the front here, we've got this rounded D-pad, which makes the angle movements a lot easier. We've got a function button, start, select, A, B, X, Y. And down here, check this out, we've got dual sticks, which actually do emit RGB around the edges. Up top, we've got DC for charging, USB-C, aux for outputting your audio to headphones, SD card slot, micro SD card slot, which is included, but if you wanted to use your own, you could. And in the box, in case you're curious, you get a 64 gigabyte card, which sounds small, but that's honestly all you really need for literally thousands of games. And on the side here, we've got volume controls, volume up, volume down, power over here, and this says R. I'm going to assume, oh no, reset, because you can actually see it's recessed. Yeah, at first I was gonna say RGB, but you can just change that in the settings. Okay, let's turn it on. And wow, this screen, oh, it's vibrating. It's actually vibrating. Dude, this screen might be the biggest one I've seen from them yet. Look at this. This thing is massive. All right, it is booting all games, but of course we can go through every single console real quick. So you can set your favorites. By default, they've got Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat. That is cool. Okay, so getting into the actual emulators, we've got Amstrad CPC, MAME for arcades, Atari 2600, Capcom's 1, 2, and 3, PC Engine, Famicom, which is the NES in America, Game Boy, Super Famicom, also known as Super Nintendo. There you go. And as you can see on the bottom, we've got over 3,600 games on the Super Famicom alone. Super Nintendo 1329, Nintendo 64 181 games, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Man, dude, I own all of these consoles. Nintendo DS, Sega SG 1000, Game Gear, which yes, I do have. Technically, my dad has it. Mega Drive, also known as the Genesis. Well, hold on. We've got 32X, Dreamcast. Okay, so it looks like there's no actual Genesis, but the Mega Drive is actually the Genesis. So, good to know. Dreamcast, love it. Neo Geo and Neo Geo Pocket, PlayStation 1, PSP. Dude, check it out. We've actually got PSP emulation on here. So let's launch TMNT real quick and see how that runs. Let's turn this volume up. I think I recall that. Ubisoft intro. That's actually really cool. Now the speakers aren't the loudest, but yeah, keep in mind, I'm actually wearing an external mic. So listen to this. There you go. Bring it back in the frame here. Now, I've never played this game on PSP, so I'm probably going to do horrible. So let's see what happens here. And I'm playing with a big old camera in my face. And you go, look at that. You get the cutscenes and everything. That is cool. But for now, we're going to skip this and see how the actual game plays. Oh, check it out, guys. RGB on the bottom. Dude, that is beautiful. And yes, this can actually be changed in the settings menu, which is really cool. So check it out. You can actually use the analog stick. Very cool. I'm not sure of the controls. Okay, there you go. So Y is jump. I think. Oh, so you got to go this way. Yeah, I've never played this game. Okay, so we are going to go to a console or a game rather that I'm more comfortable with. So let's check out Super Nintendo and find Super Mario World. Guys, look at all those games. That is ridiculous. I don't know who needs all these games, but hey, you know what? More is better, right? All right, let's go to Super Mario World. Ooh, Mario RPG. That is a good one. Alright, so let's go to the original Super Mario World. Now, you may notice that I just went through a huge list of games. Check it out. If you look right here, you can actually press X to make it a favorite. So there you go. Actually, that's a state manager. Actually, it just said favorite. I wonder if it went into my favorites, but it launched and changed into save state. So I'll have to look into that. Anyway, let's just launch the game for now, and we'll go into favorites to see if it saved it. And if not, I'll figure that out off camera. Takes a second to boot. There you go, Super Mario World USA version. Oh, listen to this music, dude. Listen to this. Sorry, I hit the mic there. Anyway, here we go. This game I love. Obviously, I've played this, guys. Like, this is one of the best 2D Mario games ever. I just wish you guys could hear what I'm hearing. The speaker's not the loudest, but it's loud enough for me. God, listen to this music. Is that not awesome? Like, seriously, guys, like, who doesn't like that music? And if you don't, seriously, shame on you. Absolutely incredible. Alright, this is more my speed. Of course, I'm playing with the camera in my face. I'm doing my best here. Yoshi! What's up, dude? It's been a little while, huh? I just gotta get used to these controls. So yeah, B, that's right, okay. Trust me, I could just fly through this level, but I'm playing at a very uncomfortable angle right now. That's the only downside about making these videos. So I can't fully lock in and be myself. But anyway, yeah. You guys get the point. You can press start and select at the same time to equip back to the main system menu. Now let's go to favorites. I'm curious if that added. No, it didn't. So I'm going to go to a random game, Game Boy. So see, it says X favorite. For some reason, it launches the save state manager. I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm not sure why it does that. Maybe the makers of this handheld can reach out with a tip. But I'm definitely pressing X. But yeah, for some reason it changes to save state. So let me see if we can see it in the options menu. Or select. I'm not totally sure. But there is a search feature. So you don't necessarily have to make it a favorite. You can just do this. And now it finds all the games with the word super. Which is cool. Okay, anyway. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Yeah, it's not perfect. There is something going on with the favorite feature. I'm not totally sure. But overall, I absolutely love this handheld. Not only is it beautiful, but it's absolutely packed with literally thousands upon thousands of different games from my childhood. Again, guys, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color. Check it out. Even the Dreamcast. Yeah, there's only 5 games, but there's nothing stopping you from adding your own games on the SD card. That is so cool. Neo Geo, I think, is the only one on this list that I never actually owned. Next to maybe the Atari 2600. My dad may have had that one. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And of course, if you want to buy this for yourself, check out the link right below. And of course, a huge thank you to the makers of this awesome handheld. Model number, there it is if you're curious, R36T Max. Again, check it out right below. Happy gaming, and I'll talk to you soon.